And I'm here today as a member of the Twin Cities Medical Society, which is an organization comprised of over 4,500 physicians and medical students. We are the largest component society of the Minnesota Medical Association. And the Twin Cities Medical Society has prepared an open letter to our legislators. This will be distributed this afternoon. This letter is to express our deep concerns about efforts at the legislature to damage or remove critical environmental protections that are very important to the health of our children and communities. Minnesotans have long recognized that coal-burning electric generating plants release many dangerous pollutants like mercury or nitrous oxides into our air and water. And for over a decade, Minnesota has enacted laws to transition our state from polluting coal-fired power plants to clean alternative energy sources. And we can do this. The technology is there. The grid can tolerate it. Practically speaking, we can do this. But now these efforts are under attack here at the Capitol. And make no mistake, pollution from these plants is making people sick.
As a physician and a school board member, I feel a special responsibility to the health of our students. They are uniquely vulnerable and uniquely innocent casualties of the pollution produced by coal-burning electric plants. We can't begin to address our children's educational needs until we ensure their basic health. Our first responsibility is to provide our students with clean air to breathe and clean water to drink. We are not meeting that responsibility in Minnesota today.
The areas of particular impact with respect to the effects of climate change have to do with the effects of air pollution. That's had enormous ripple effects on such diseases as asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cardiovascular disease. There are public health issues around extreme heat events. Just as a point, a fact to make that point, in 1995 there was a heat event in Chicago that killed 750 people. In 2003 there was an enormous heat wave in France that killed 15,000 people. So there are public health issues around just the heat waves that seem to be occurring more commonly now with climate change.
Today I am here with two of my precious grandchildren, Beatrice here, age 8, and Zane, who is sitting by the cameras, age 5. Beatrice and Zane both have a history of significant asthma and have had life-threatening asthma attacks requiring hospitalization. A parent's worst nightmare is when their children can't get a breath of air. The medical literature is clear that the coal plants contribute to air pollution, and thus they contribute to the increased incidence of asthma and premature deaths. Alone from 2004 to 2011, the incidence of asthma has gone up over 20%. I'm asking our legislators to not roll back the gains that we have made in clean energy and clean air.
We are prepared, as a planning committee, we have developed a course for physicians and nurses on climate change and public health. That's going to be presented in Minneapolis in November. So I'm sensing and feeling that there is a lot of support, a lot of concern for climate and pollution and what's happening now at the legislature.
Well, it's kind of a vague issue. You're not dealing with a specific bill. It affects a lot of people, obviously, and it's a very, very serious issue. But
that's part of the problem. I think it's hard for folks to kind of grasp what's involved here. But it's actually very concrete. I mean, in a year, the world puts about 45 billion metric tons of carbon into the atmosphere, year after year after year. It's a lot of stuff, and it's doing something up there. It's doing a lot. And we have to focus on what's happening in our lives. Again, floods, unprecedented, droughts, unprecedented, increasing numbers of kids with asthma. This is real. And we're not talking about going out tomorrow and shutting down Xcel's power plants. We're talking about a transition over maybe 5 to 10 to 15 years to a majority of our power coming from clean sources. It's be a lot of benefit, a lot of money saving, a lot of health, and new industries, new jobs. This is the way to go. And a lot of people really are paying attention to it.
Yeah, well, good.